Saka, what a ball that was. And he's gone.
That could be the modern day England side. Some of the best attacking talent in the world making an impact at the top end of the pitch. The question is, can they actually produce it at a tournament? And can they win Euro 2024? In my honest opinion, the answer is yes, they could. But how? So England will start off their tournament by setting up camp in Blankenheim, from when they will then travel across the country to face the likes of Serbia, Denmark and Slovenia. Now this group will definitely represent a challenge. Serbia, for example, have Milinkovic-Savic, they have Mitrovic and Vlahovic. Denmark have attacking talents like Rasmus Højlund, whilst the midfield is filled with experience in Højbjerg and Christian Eriksen. And in Slovenia, a bit of an outside shout, but they have someone like Benjamin Sesko up front, and also recently beat Portugal, so they will certainly represent a challenge for England in this group stage. However, England and Gareth Southgate should have enough, mainly because of the pure quality within the squad. The starting 11 is absolutely stacked with talent, and the different players that you can bring into the 11 only enhances and really proves the depth of this squad. The key question really is, how will Gareth Southgate set up from a tactical point of view to try and get the best out of them? Now, to find out roughly what England could do at this tournament, I went back and watched 7 of the last 9 games to get an idea of how Southgate would set up from a tactical point of view. And this is ultimately what I came up with in terms of a starting 11. We've got Jordan Pickford in goal, a defence made up of Trippier, Guehi, John Stones and Kyle Walker, Declan Rice and Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield, Foden, Bellingham and Saka just behind Harry Kane. Now, of course, as we have already highlighted, this squad has a lot of depth, so it could change. Gallagher could come into the midfield, Gordon could come into the attack. There are certainly different options. However, in terms of the shape and the way that I think England will play, I think it remains the same. Starting off in deep areas, playing out from the back, this is definitely something that England will look to do. England will not be a long ball side going long to Harry Kane all day long, although it could be used to supplement the attack at times. In general, England will look to play their way out from the back, and they will nearly always use the same shape, which looks very much like a 2-4 shape. The 2 centre-backs dropping deep either side of the goalkeeper, and the full-backs moving forward to play in line with the 2 midfielders. Now, this is definitely a good thing for England, because at international level, teams don't tend to press with the same intensity as what they do at club level. So, with England having 6 players, plus Jordan Pickford in goal, looking to play out from the back, they should be able to outnumber most teams. Let's say teams press with 4 or maybe even 5 players. England actually still have 1 or 2 spare men in these areas, so they should be able to work the ball from the back, allowing England to get a foothold in most games. From here, England will then look to continue with this shape as they move further forward. Of course, at this point, the wingers push a little bit higher, the forward line does as well, but England will initially continue to use the 2-4 shape. Again, Declan Rice and Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield, with the 2 fullbacks either side, and of course the centre-backs just behind them. However, from here is where we first start to see some tactical changes from Gareth Southgate. And the way that I see it is he has 2 different tactical approaches which he has used in recent times, both of which can be used with the exact same starting 11, which is a massive bonus for Gareth Southgate and a credit to him as a manager to get these tactical setups working. So the first one is going to be a 2-4-3-1 shape. So we've got the same foundation shape, but up front in the forward areas it's going to change a little bit, because the likes of Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden are going to be given the license to move inside the opposition structure, get into these little pockets of space and try and make things happen in these areas. The other important thing here as well is Harry Kane and his license to drop deep. We saw it in full effect against Iceland at the weekend. Despite not a great team performance, Harry Kane was phenomenal when he dropped into these deeper positions and then looked to play long passes, particularly to overlapping fullbacks, but also at times the wingers moving wide. This is definitely something that England will look to use. Harry Kane in these deeper positions, with Jude Bellingham really driving forward past him to occupy the centre-back, so definitely watch out for that. The other thing to watch out for from this position though is the fullbacks getting forward into the final third. Again, with the wingers coming inside, it will open up this space for England to move forward with the fullbacks to provide the width. Of course, by this point, you would expect Harry Kane to move to more of an up-front position, and now you can see England's shape, a sort of 2-2-5-1 formation. Why is Gareth Southgate looking to use this shape? Well, the main reason is because in the final third, it gives you excellent potential to create overloads in key areas of the pitch. For example, look along that last line. Let's say for this attack, Bellingham plays a little bit deeper. England still have 5 players up against the back 4 of the opposition, allowing you to overload these key kind of channels of space of the pitch, meaning that with quality players you can cause havoc in the final third. Of course, we also have the deeper passing range, and this is why I think Trent will play. England have several safe-ish players. Stones, Guehi, Declan Rice, Trippier, Walker are all relatively safe in possession. Trent could be the player which brings a bit of magic to this particular formation, spraying passes from these deeper areas in towards the forwards, in behind, into the chest of Harry Kane. It's definitely an option for England, and it could be dangerous. However, realistically, I think the main threat will come from out wide. I think in the middle of the pitch we will be fairly safe, fairly pragmatic in our approach, fairly slow and controlled. We will be looking for magic outside of the pitch. And this is perhaps where I have a few question marks, because Trippier and Walker are not the best attacking fullbacks in the world, particularly when Trippier plays on the left. He's just not the same threat as what we're used to seeing on the right. However, again, the ability to link up and create overloads will be the key. This is where we're looking for our spark from Phil Foden, from Bukayo Saka, from Gordon should he come in from the bench, from Jared Bowen, from Cole Palmer. There's several different players who could do it. England will need that bright spark in wide areas should Gareth Southgate use this shape. He will be looking for those underlapping runs when the fullback has the ball. Can we underlap into these areas? But also, can Bellingham now get on the ball in this area of the pitch as well? That's what Gareth Southgate will be looking for. And again, of course, Bellingham will be key. His ability to make things happen in the final third, they're all crucial. However, as we've already said, Southgate also has a second shape that he could use whilst keeping the exact same lineup. Now, the second shape that England could use initially appears very, very similar to the previous shape. We have this initial 2-4 foundation to build possession, but from here we will then see a change because England can quickly adapt to a back 3 shape, particularly with Kyle Walker on the right hand side, tucking in from right back into more of a back 3, with Stones going to the middle centre back role and Guehi to the left. From here, Trippier would then be given the licence to move forward into the final third, and England quickly develop what becomes a sort of 3-4-3 formation, but a 3-box 3 formation. These 4 players in the middle of the park looking to create overloads. We can see Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham in the pockets nice and high, and then Trent and Declan Rice once again given that licence to control and dominate possession of the football. But the key here is that England do have the numerical overload in the centre of the park. Again, this is good from Gareth Southgate. This is a good setup and will allow England to control most games, particularly against lesser opposition. This will be key for England to do. In terms of as England look to express themselves and move forward, it could even change to more of a diamond. Declan Rice could become a solo pivot. Trent could push high into the right half space. Bellingham could move forward into the 10. And then once again, Foden is given his licence to roam and get on the ball in little pockets of space. Again, this would be a really good thing for England should Gareth Southgate use this shape, which he has done in some of the recent games. What is the attacking threat here, though? What is the plan? Now, once again, the main plan with this sort of attacking strategy is to control the ball in the middle of the pitch, to dominate the middle, and then actually look for our attacking threat in wide areas. Again, width will be key. That's why Bukayo Saka must play on the right-hand side of the attack, and why the left side still looks a little bit concerning, because Trippier is not a player which naturally wants to play in these wider positions. However, it could still work, and here's why. Because when these wide players get the ball, once again we have the ability and the potential to overload the final third of the pitch, and Bukayo Saka being left-footed on the right whilst Trippier is right-footed on the left could actually work quite nicely, because what we will see is a combination that looks like this. The player will move inside with the ball, will then get an underlapping run into these areas, and again Trippier's right foot and Bukayo Saka's left foot, literally the perfect sort of setup to try and take advantage of this. And the aim for England will be to get into these channels here, and if you can imagine the likes of Trent and Foden in these 2 positions on either side of the attack, then looking to cut the ball back into the box, either with a whipped cross or a cut back towards the penalty spot, with Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham attacking the box, that sounds like an exciting attacking setup. And again, it is a setup which Gareth Southgate has used. He has used this tactical structure. And again, it's why I think England could be dangerous at this tournament. In terms of defensively, England are again fairly solid. It will most likely be a 4-4-2 shape. So it will almost be back to basics. We'll see Declan Rice and Trent in midfield. Bellingham will play in a front 2 with Harry Kane. And it will be fairly simple. At times it will be man for man and aggressive, and intensity will be the key. Bukayo Saka and Jude Bellingham are crucial to that. They cannot lose their man. They cannot let a man run off for them. Jude Bellingham and Saka are unlikely to do that. And then, of course, you have the ground coverage of Declan Rice in midfield. That man is an athlete. He covers so much ground wins so many duels, and then at the back you've got the pace of Kyle Walker, Guehi, the experience of Stones and Trippier. England should be alright from a defensive point of view as well, as long as the intensity is there. And it is for all those reasons why I truly believe that England can win the Euros this summer. I'm not going to sit here and say they will win the Euros this summer, but I genuinely believe that they can. Some people will be a little bit downbeat after the recent friendlies, questionable performances, but I actually think tactically in those games, England looked very, very good. We just lacked the right profiles in the right positions. The lack of Jude Bellingham in the 10 was a problem, and Saka on the right, but realistically, Southgate has been managing minutes and managing the fitness of this squad. When it comes to the tournament, I do think England will be okay, and I think we have the ability, the tactical foundation, and the players who can really kick England on to the next level to go all the way and win the tournament. That's what I think, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you believe in this England side? Do you think football can come home this summer? Let me know what you think, but apart from that, we are finished for today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.